I had a problem to solve this morning. I needed to cut 24 short pieces of .035 music wire, about 8 millimeters long. So this is a pretty small music wire in a pretty short length. And with cutting 24 pieces, I really didn't want to measure those out individually and then have to cut them by hand with like a Dremel tool. So I wanted to come up with a little bit quicker way, an easier way. And so what I came up with, I'm going to show you. What I decided to do was to set my drill press up for maximum speed. If you've never done that before, you can go into your drill press and you have spindles generally, and if you set it up where the back spindle here is on the largest diameter and your front spindle is on the smallest where the drill is, that will give you your fastest speed. And then I chucked up a Dremel cutoff wheel into the spindle. Next, I drilled a hole, and I don't know if we can see this or not. We'll get in there. Yeah, there's a little bitty hole, not the big one, but the little hole there, that's basically large enough to hold the music wire. And I drilled that 6 millimeters deep. I wanted it deep enough to hold the wire, but not so deep that I couldn't get the length I wanted. So that's 6 millimeters deep, and so I'm going to chuck up my music wire into that hole. And so I'll try to hold it here, get that in there, and I'm going to shove it all the way down, and that will get it bottomed out. So that's going to be 6 millimeters of wire in the hole. Next, I'm going to slide that over next to my cutoff wheel, and I'm going to raise or lower that until I get 2 millimeters above the wood, and that will give me 6 down and 2 up for a total of 8. Now, interestingly, as I was setting this up for 2 millimeters, I noticed that my drill press would not go up high enough on the crank handle back there. So I ended up having to loosen the chuck and lower the bit just a little bit because it was close. And that was how I finally got my 2 millimeters. Now I'm just going to pull the wire back out to the front of the blade, turn the drill press on, and I'll just slide that right through. You'll see there's a little piece of wire sticking up in the hole there. I'll grab it with my trusty needle nose here and pull out. And if I can get it in front of the camera, there you go. There's a 8 millimeter long piece of wire. Now I'll just repeat this over and over, and I'll have my 24.